tonight on the South Today, a land and home package could be on the table for Lawrence as the town looks to attract new residents. A person has died after a fatal crash between a car and truck this morning on Dunedin's northern motorway. And Christchurch is welcoming back a popular public art show with artists getting free range of the city. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. The West Otago town of Lawrence is being described as a peach ripe for the picking, with plans being hatched to add more housing. The local community board is taking inspiration from a successful development model not far down the road in Kaitangata.
The former gold mining town of Lawrence is being compared to an oasis in the region and ripe for development. The Lawrence Tuapeka Community Board is set to consider the idea of a Lawrence Tuapeka house and land package. It's a proposal which could bring some housing to the town, boosting the area and wider Clutha district.
We were approached by Clutha Development to see if we were interested in a housing development a bit like the Kaitangata model, so we felt it was worthy of consideration and I brought it up to go on the agenda of our community board meeting.
The Kai Build campaign in Kaitangata back in 2016 aimed at attracting people to the small town. It was picked up by international media and led to the development of 10 new residential properties. Davidson believes Lawrence is positioned like a hub, or at least a solid spoke of a wagon wheel in the region. He says local builders are ready, willing and able, with recent properties built for rental quickly snapped up. And there's confidence a nearly $5 million attraction being developed nearby, centred around the Gabriel's Gully gold find, will also help bring people to the region. In Lawrence, the South Today.
Alexandra shoppers now have another option for their weekly grocery shopping and could see cheaper prices at the supermarket. The painting's been done, the deli's installed and the shelves are stocked at Alexandra's new Countdown supermarket. The final touches are being added to the large store in Centennial Avenue. The chain will bring long-awaited competition to the central Otago town as an alternative to Alexandra's established New World supermarket. Countdown is set to welcome shoppers walking down its aisles and scanning through its checkouts when it opens on Thursday. One person is dead after a car and truck collided on Dunedin's northern motorway this morning. The crash happened just before 8 a.m. on State Highway 1 near the top of Leith Saddle. The driver of the car was killed while the truck driver was treated for minor injuries at the scene. The truck belonged to Hilton Haulage. The company CEO says the death of the motorist was extremely upsetting. Part of the highway was closed this morning, causing delays for larger trucks and heavy vehicles, although detours were available for light vehicles. Dunedin's town belt had a good clean-up thanks to the work of another local school. Pupils from George Street Normal School joined the ranks of those keeping the area tidy, sacrificing some of their class time for the efforts.
Giving Dunedin's town belt a good clean-up. These pupils from George Street Normal School spent a day out of the classroom, removing a strange collection of rubbish from Prospect Park. 30 pupils were kitted out with high-vis jackets and pairs of gloves. The Year 5 pupils removing thrown-away items like this sofa base from the green belt near Dunedin Central City. And they even had fun while on the job.
They definitely enjoy it. There's so much amazing enthusiasm and interest in, in our own biodiversity.
George Street Normal's the 12th school to join the project, which gives the children practical lessons in learning about the nature they're clearing up.
Kind of like the outdoor classroom, learning in nature and improving it and making improvements to the town belt.
The pupils removing a stack of rubbish with their hard work, including a number of items of dumped furniture. The pupils happy to be making a difference.
Probably helping the land, probably saving the trees, maybe helping the environment.
And the group are planning to return to the town belt next year with a project planting some native trees. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Christchurch's city centre has welcomed back a popular public art show featuring the work of local and international artists. Artists for this summer's Scape Festival were given free range to create innovative works for displays across the city.
Riding high, this 1.5-tonne sedan, suspended 7 metres in the air, is on an empty site in central Christchurch. The hoisted 1986 Mitsubishi Debonair V3000 Royal is a piece by Auckland artist Eddie Clemens, one of 8 temporary artworks created for this year's Scape public art season. Clemens says the inspiration for the piece came from a scene in the Danish TV drama The Killing.
And in the first episode in season 1, they pull out a car from a river and you see it for a split second full of water, and then all the water cascading out of it when it's fully lifted up.
His artwork, called Cognitive Reorientation, has been installed within the earthquake-shattered basement of the old Price Waterhouse Coopers building. A number of Christchurch businesses are on board with public art projects and have been helping Clemens realise his vision. And the Executive Director of Scape Public Art, Deborah McCormick, says she's really excited about the project.
It brings together the know-how, can-do, innovation and expertise of industry with the artist's imagination.
Clemens says his piece aims to explore the way in which crime dramas are formulated and the way clues are dropped to give viewers a sense of what's taken place.
There's the major clue that's revealed, in this case, the car getting pulled out of the water, and that's, maybe some sort of representation of, the heavy lifting, the cognitive heavy lifting of what's going on.
The challenge is to see whether the public will understand the artistic message behind the striking visuals, with the vehicle held in the air by a custom-built steel structure.
I think it's really cool. It's quite creative. It's quite an interesting use of, I guess, something that's not being used anymore, kind of recycling to make some art. I think it's quite cool.
Scape's public art season runs until the end of January next year. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Whai Yakane still to come on the South Today. The Cromwell Community Board welcomes some fresh faces, but is already making plans for a by-election. And the weird and wonderful world of wiry arts and crafts inspires a small Southland town.
Black Friday sale. No gimmicks, no clever marketing. Black Friday's coming up, and that means it's sale time. And you know who loves a sale? My mate John. 30% off everything. John's got the biggest range of furniture and beds in store. Pay it off over 18 months interest free. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse and online at mymatejohn.co.nz. TCs and credit criteria apply.
Get that furniture from Stafford Street and My Mate John.
We're H Concern Otago.
H Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including Little Bobs.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency, and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. We've opened another pop-up store in Invercargill. It's for a limited time. We're in D Street, 201, right beside the Lone Star. Come and check us out. We've got some fantastic deals for you. We've got moleskins, we've got every sort of shirt, worn ones, work ones, business, merino knitwear, jeans, trousers, you name it, the list goes on. It's such a big deal. Come and see us.
Alex Campbell. menswear, it fits.
Alex Campbell Menswear, pop-up store, D Street, Invercargill.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Cromwell's Community Board has welcomed some new blood following this year's local body election. Experience was retained at the head of the organisation, with Anna Harrison reappointed as chairwoman at the board's inaugural meeting. Bob Scott was appointed as her deputy. Central Otago District Councillors Cheryl Dawes and Neil Gillespie were returned to the community board, along with two newcomers, Mary McConnell and Sarah Brown. However, there's still one vacant board seat due to the balance required between elected and appointed members. That's triggered a by-election, with nominations opening at the end of this month. Artworks using a range of different methods are on display in the Southland town of Waikaka. Members of the public were challenged by the guest artist at this year's Arts and Craft exhibition to create a sculpture out of some unusual items.
Challenges accepted. John O'Gardine was the guest artist at this year's Waikaka Arts and Crafts exhibition, setting a challenge for locals to create small works in a media he's used to.
I decided to set a challenge for, it was about the size of a dinner plate, give or take, just so we didn't get any really massive ones, and using recycled metal. Mainly cutlery seems to be the easiest for people to get a hold of, and using wire, and they could use any other material that they like.
Gardine was tasked with choosing the winner out of the many entries from the general public. He thought the quality of the creations was really good, but says the winning entry caught his eye from across the room. Exhibition Secretary Francis Calvert was pleased to have the work from more than 70 exhibitors to put on display.
I think there's a good mix that everyone can see something that they would like or like to be able to do.
Lisa Anderson's wire sculpture Willowbank placed second in the guest artists challenge. There was a wide range of recycled metal works, from flat steel pieces made from second-hand ball bearing races through to herds of welded rusting animals. The exhibition runs until mid-November. In Waikaka, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The Lawrence Community Board is considering the idea of land and home packages to attract more residents to the town. One person has died after a fatal crash between a car and truck this morning on Dunedin's northern motorway. And a car filled with water and suspended mid-air is one of several public artworks on display at Christchurch's Skate Festival. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Hello, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
Well, the Mayor of Waimate is fuming after a letter he wrote was used in court as a reference by a sex offender. So understandably upset about that, so we get reaction to that. And the big news this afternoon, Donald Trump has launched his bid for the US presidency. So
yeah, huge announcement.
Well, it was kind of predicted,
but it's happened now.
But now it's happened, so look out. And of course, just further for your story there, police are worried that the message is not getting through after the third fatal crash, or after 3 fatal crashes in the south in the past couple of weeks. So, and of course, the northern motorway was down to 1 lane for most of the day, so it caused considerable disruption. So we'll have more on that as well.
Wonderful. Thank you very much,
Thank
Barry.
you.
We look forward to reading your paper tomorrow.
Cool.
And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, well, showers and thunderstorms become a regular feature of the weather in most of the region for the next few days, but mostly dry on the Otago coast. Heading to the top of the South Island, well, light northerlies lie ahead as Nelson and Greymouth head for 23 with afternoon showers tomorrow, while Christchurch will be cloudy with a high of 24 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago now. Another warm day on the way with light winds, afternoon showers and 24 tomorrow in Ashburton. Cloudy in Timaru with 23 and breezy and overcast with 20 in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, well, tomorrow shaping up to be drizzly with light winds through here. 24 on the way for Wanaka and Queenstown with a gorgeous high of 24 in Alexandra. Heading further south, the warm weather continues, but get the sheets off the line after midday as afternoon showers are on the way. By numbers, 21 on the coast at the Catlins, 22 over in Gore and 23 degrees in Balclutha. And down to the deep south. Fine tonight in Invercargill with an overnight low of 10. The next 2 days are very similar, starting off fine, but by afternoon expect some showers and thunderstorms with either 22 or 23 degrees as the high. And finally, heading to Dunedin. Cloudy tonight with a few brief showers and down to 13. Heavy cloud tomorrow with light winds and a high of 19. Then into Friday, it's looking cloudy and cool with fresh easterlies and late showers, the high 18 degrees. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.